Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I made a video like this back at the end of last year, and I was thinking I'd try to continue them. I probably should have put this video out at the first of this month, but I just got the idea right now. So I think in this video we're going to go over all of the changes in the Frontline that happened in January, and there were a couple big events that happened. But let's just start clockwise and go around and cover it, and you know. So up north, Ukraine secured full control over Novoselivsk, right next to Kuzymivka. This made Russia have to relocate a lot of reserves from Kreminna to Kuzymivka in order to prevent Ukraine from storming the settlement. You can see kind of by the terrain graph, but if I pull up the topographic map, which sucks, and I can't even pull it up. What the fuck? No. Okay, I just lost the whole thing I drew. Great, awesome. I can't pull up the topographic map, but basically Novoselivsk acts as a shield to protect Kuzymivka, which is one of Russia's main points from attack. However, it seems like this isn't going to be that important because Russia appears to be going on the offensive in the Kupiansk area. However, holding Novoselivsk is great because it allows Ukraine to have high ground over one of the main routes that Russia may take to try to invade this area. Now, one of the only other confirmed changes that we have in this area is that Ukraine lost full control of Chervonopopivka. It's unclear whether they're fully in control of it now, but for a while they had lost control and it hasn't been completely specified if they have regained it. Now, Kreminna is sort of a big gray area, just all in all, where battles are taking places anywhere inside of this gray area right here. Kreminna is largely just a back and forth with Russia attempting counterattacks because both sides there are really well equipped in this area, and that's what we got there. The main thing that changed was the Bakhmut breakthrough. A lot of people don't really understand how this happened, so I'll kind of map it out right here. The main part of this happened when Russia took over Yakovlivka a while back. In the video I made dissecting the entire front, Russia had just captured Yakovlivka, and Ukraine set up defenses along the hills and the rivers in the area. However, Wagner gathered most of their forces together and did a big push through them up to the hill by Soledar. Seeing how their main fortifications were being flanked by this, Ukraine decided to retreat from this area, and because if they stayed in Bakhmutsk, they would also be encircled, they also decided to retreat from there. Now, this gave Russia an even greater vector of attacking the Piotr, which they used to take over that settlement, and then from there they just expanded their high ground up north, which was what allowed them to flank Soledar. That's how they largely pushed up to the area that we're at right now by Blahodatne, and recently they've been trying to go on an offensive up by the Seal Station, Krasnopolivka, and Sako Ivanseti. A lot of people overstated the value of the capture of Mykolaievka and Sako Ivanseti, because if we take a look at the satellite map, this is like 6 houses, and this is like a street. And Ukraine has their main fortifications inside of these cities that have multiple columns of streets and industrial areas to set up defense better. Even though Russia has crossed the river, it's not really going to be a big problem because Ukraine couldn't set up effective defense in that area, but they can in the settlements nearby. So this is one of the main pushes that we had, and the other one was more to the south of Bakhmut. Russia has gotten somewhere inside of the eastern outskirts, also up north. It's unclear how far they've really gotten because these areas change hands a lot of times in the day, but what we are sure of is that Russia did do a breakthrough into Klishchivka. This line's a little inaccurate, it was more like right up to here, and Russia finally cleared out enough space so that they could begin to bypass Klishchivka, and they began hitting it from multiple sides with 3 vectors of attack and eventually just had to retreat. So they moved up to about the current line that it is right now, and they gained fire control over the road from Ivanivsk, even though that one wasn't the one being used. The main road being used right now is the one through Hromove, and Russia isn't going to get full fire control of it unless they push past Ivanivsk and up into this area. So as I'm making this video, fighting is ongoing by Ivanivsk right now. It's also unclear whether Russia has cut the MO3 highway from this side. There are Russian and Ukrainian sources saying that, but we'll have to see. That's something I can't really confirm right now. So that's mainly how the Russian breakthrough in Bakhmut worked, and this has been definitely one of the biggest shifts of control since the evacuation of Kherson. The front went pretty quiet in December with some action by Kreminna, but this is the real area where stuff has changed, and it's probably going to be where the main action is happening for the next month or two. Can Ukraine still hold Bakhmut in its current position? Yes, but But can Ukraine still hold Bakhmut if Russia moves like one settlement closer on each front? Probably not. We're gonna see how the Bakhmut situation develops though, and I don't know, I'll be here to tell you guys about it. The rest of the stuff we have is pretty small overall. It's been confirmed that Russia took over Vodiane, which doesn't really help them because they're pretty much stuck in the fields in this area right now, so that one's not that important. Another area that they've been trying to attack a lot is Vuhledar, and they've probably captured like between the red line and the black line here. But Vuhledar is a complete fortress. I really don't think Russia's going to be able to manage any kind of breakthrough through here. Now, the only other shift in control was by Orikhiv, and it was a Ukrainian one because Ukraine took over Tokarivka after the Russians had used it to attack Belarus during their offensive by Orikhiv. And yeah, that's what we got. I had to recreate this map twice because my thing crashed. But yeah, hopefully this video was informing, and in the description of my last video, I said I was going to try to put out a video every day in February. I made sure to put that into the description because I knew I was not going to follow through on that. I'm just going to be honest. But I do plan to make more videos because I've been a little more dormant recently. But here we go. Here's a new one. Thank you to my channel members: Gene Helfrich, Steve Gruen, Butler-esque, David Appel, Delo Mathatas, Phil Martin, Evie Fong, Robert Jenkins, Richard Quadri, Focus Pocus 100, Gaz B, Javette Witter, Russell Whiskey, Stephen Benz, Evan Shin, Mr. Walkman, Rye Jones, Chasbeck, Smile Daydream, and special thanks to my third tier members: Ashley C137, Joe Sauer, Maxim Zawarshinsky, Joe Raindeau, PG, Jane Dungu, Mike Q, JG Bashlow, Matthew Barnes, and Jacob Munch. See you guys later.